Hello everyone and welcome to this pick-a-card reading video. In this video, we will be asking the question, is it your time to shine? And there are many different interpretations of what this can mean. And so whenever you choose the stack that you feel most drawn to, then you'll be able to decipher more of what the question means for you. Here is stack 1A, stack 2B, stack 3C. You can pause if you'd like and if you need some more time to figure out which stack you're most drawn to. If you're not drawn to any of the stacks, that's completely fine. This just might not be the pick-a-card reading video for you, but I have plenty of other timeless pick-a-card reading videos located all throughout my channel. You can also ask a question specifically and see if there's any deck that pops out for you. You can ask multiple different questions for multiple areas of your life and see if there's more than one stack that is drawing you in. As a reminder, everything I talk about and discuss in this video is for entertainment purposes only and cannot be stated as fact. Alright, let's get into it. Hello, and welcome to your part of the pick-a-card reading video. The first card here represents the card of the past, your energy of the past, as it relates to this question. And it is the Two of Wands or Two of Staffs in reverse. The middle three cards represent your present, so that is the Five of Cups upright, Knight of Swords in reverse, and the Moon in reverse. And then for the future card, we have Three of Coins or Three of Pentacles upright. And then we have oracle cards here, and I will read in the guidebooks toward the end of the reading. But we have 19, Hematite, Mental Strength, Root Chakra. And we have Beaver, Productiveness, go ahead and just do it. And the oracle card says you're ready. So I will start by saying, I think a lot of people who have chosen this pile, this stack, have been in a situation where you haven't known what you really want to do with your life, or you don't know which steps to take on this journey in this lifetime. So a lot of that has to do with purpose. I think a lot of you struggle with finding your purpose and feeling fulfilled with what you choose to do in life. A lot of that does have to do with career. It has to do with, family and friendship dynamics. It just involves everything, but especially as it relates, I think, for a lot of you to career or how you make a living in this lifetime. I think many of you maybe don't feel motivated or driven to do many things, or the things that you would like to do, you don't have the money, access, or resources to those things. So with the Two of Wands being reversed, that indicates to me that lack of direction, of not knowing which path to take, of being indecisive as well about which path to take. It could even indicate that at some points in your life in the past, you've been drawn to more than one different area of life, of career, I could say. And I think this confusion has easily made you burnt out as well, because I think you just get so overstimulated and so worked up that it's hard for you to even think clearly or think straight. And we do have mental strength here with hematite. I love hematite, by the way. I used to not like it just because it's like that stone that helps people if they run hot because it's cold. So I don't like wearing it, but I like what it represents, if that makes sense. Unless if it's like a hot summer day, then hematite's perfect. So if you run hot, hematite is good for you. It's also good for just blood circulation and all that. Anyway, with the middle cards here, we have the Five of Cups upright, which indicates to me that a lot of you are still on that journey or on that path. I think a lot of you struggle with self-confidence as well. You struggle with making decisive actions, so I think you still struggle with indecision, but you also, whenever you do make a decision, I think you always question it, and you don't exude confidence in the choices that you make. So there's a sense that you're probably quite lonely of a person. I think you're probably somebody who more so keeps to yourself, and it feels like you're in your shell, you're in your cocoon. And it's hard for you to really express yourself outwardly. Maybe that's because of the environment that you live in or that you grew up in, but there's a sense that you're not able to speak your mind very clearly, that you keep to yourself, and that I also get a feeling and an energy of being disorganized as well, but I think a lot of that has to do with the mental clutter, where it's hard for you to think clearly. And I think just because you don't trust yourself, you don't trust the thoughts that you have, and you don't trust any thought processes that you have, like how you come to conclusions. I think it's hard for you all to come to conclusions, and it feels very scatterbrain energy, and it feels like it's just hard for you to make decisions and come to conclusions for yourself. And so it feels like you're in your own little world. It feels like I'm just getting kind of the sadness. So it's interesting because we have that kind of indecisiveness in the past, but it also feels like maybe some decisions you've made in the past have led you to this lonely phase that you could be in right now, or this phase of not trusting yourself because of decisions you've made in the past. And so it feels like you, even if you have any inspired ideas or action that you want to take, it feels like you don't trust yourself to be able to do those things because you think you'll just mess things up or mess things up again. Or you'll even be more confused because it's like, again, I just feel like a lot of you have probably been down a lot of different life paths and career paths, and you always are switching course, so it's probably really difficult for you. I think some of you, well, most of you, I think, have actually probably made, like, I would say correct life decisions in this lifetime, but you don't trust them. And so then you just, like, fall back on bad habits, or you just switch up the path that you're on. Oh, Axel, why are you scratching at the door? Don't do that. Don't do that. Anyway, my cat hasn't done that in a while. I don't know why he decided to do that. Now he's on the cards. Lay down. Lay down. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, but it feels like you, even if you make correct decisions, some of you too, if you make correct decisions, you're not used to, like, getting praise or feeling confident in yourself. So then if those kinds of happy moments happen, it feels like then you kind of get more nervous in that sense, because it feels like a lot of pressure that you have to keep up and maintain and keep doing, like, good job, keep up the good work kind of vibes. So it feels like you easily give up on yourself as well. But then for the future, we have the Three of Pentacles upright, which indicates to me that you'll be able to have a community of people to help uplift you. I think a lot of you will feel a lot better when you ask for help. And that can mean professional help in terms of career. It can mean professional help in terms of mental health, like seeing a therapist could be very helpful for a lot of you. Anything where you could get professional help would be ideal. But this is also a sense of, alongside that, also finding a community of people that share common interests with you. And a lot of you, I think, struggle with even finding what you do, like what hobbies you like or what interests you have. So I think just putting yourself out there in the future will help you to align with people who will get you out of your shell, as well as get you to realize what it is that you do enjoy. And I think you do probably have hobbies and interests that you just... Oh, here comes my cat. Come here, honey. They don't want to just keep hearing you. Come here. But then you'll, in the future, be able to also find friends to help you find hobbies and interests. And I think a lot of you do actually have hobbies and interests, but maybe you're just so down on yourself that you don't realize that there are things that can make you happy because you're in such a more saddened state. So it's hard to even recognize when things make you happier. But being around people in general, humans literally need other human interaction for survival. There's been scientific and clinical studies on this. Research, historical evidence suggests this as well, that we need to communicate with others and have some sort of community. We need to have friendship of some kind with people. So I think in the future, when you're able to find that, that will really help you not only in your relationships with others, but also your relationship with yourself, and it will help you to be happy as an individual person as well, and to realize the decisions you have to make with more gusto, with more confidence, without having to falter. And I'm going to go into the guidebooks now. So we have 19 Hematite Mental Strength. Oh, I passed by it. It says, it's time for you to ground your energy. You need to recenter yourself to regain balance in your life. Take time today to care for your mental and physical health. That's the thing. You need to practice self-care, but I think a lot of you are just so down on yourselves you don't want to. But you need to be able to practice self-care, especially for your mental health. When your physical body is healthy, your spirit is healthy, and everything comes into equilibrium. That's the thing, too. I think some of you maybe aren't. I think a lot of you could be fidgety, but not like active people. For me, exercising has been so crucial to my mental health, significantly so. It's good for my physical health too, but that affects my mental health too. So it is very important for you to have balance in your life. You can achieve this by focusing on what is important to you. What do you like to do and what brings you the most joy? And again, I think a lot of you struggle with figuring those things out. So having people around you to help open up your mind could be helpful, as well as finding any sort of therapist could be helpful. Alleviate stress by consciously choosing to have more fun, get creative, and be active. Think outside the box, try different things, and enjoy new experiences. Yeah, don't be afraid to try new things just because things haven't worked in the past when you've taken risks. If you have a tendency to overthink things at the moment, take a moment to relax and see if you can look at the situation from a different point of view. Once you decide what you want to do, stand firm in your beliefs. Know that you are very powerful. You can use your positive energy to help heal and inspire others. Hematite is associated with the root chakra and is known as the stone of the mind. To help ground yourself, you may like to wear a hematite bracelet or have a hematite crystal in your pocket. Now let's read Beaver Productiveness in here. Oh, I just passed it, didn't I? Yep. I was just talking about beavers with my mom yesterday. Really weird. Anyway, whatever the project is that you have before you, it's time to get to it. You think you have to do it this or You think you have to do this or that to get prepared, but you could spend all your time planning and organizing and never get to it. You already have everything you need, just look around, and what you don't have will come to you as you proceed with your project. That's the thing, don't overthink. You spent enough time thinking, talking, planning, and preparing, so don't make it a bigger deal than it is. Approach it like building a dam, one twig at a time. No more excuses and nothing more to do to get ready, and you don't have to do it perfectly. That's the thing too, there could be some perfectionist energy within this stack. I relate to that hardcore. So try not to be too much of a perfectionist. Plus, you have a lot more support than you think you... Ooh, support! The Three of Pentacles, yep. You do not only have friends and family members who will be there, but support from your spiritual allies. You've given a lot of support to others, even though you tend to downplay your contributions to their lives, and now it's time for you to receive their support. So take a deep breath and get on with it. Additional associations. Enthusiasm, community, seriously. Cooperation and ingenuity. Some of you may already have access to these people in your life and you just need to reconnect with them or connect with them more. For some of you, though, it will be about making... I think a lot of you actually, it's about making those new connections, but this is really, really good. I'm glad that it mentioned the community because that's so important for your future. And then, of course, the last oracle card is You're Ready. It's interesting because all of the stacks have been reversed in the energies where before I pulled this card, the energy was reading as like, no, you're not ready, but then, or like, no, you're not, it's not your time to shine, but this is like, you're ready. So I actually think that is indicating you're still going through difficult times now, or you're not fully exerting yourself, if that makes sense. But because this card has been pulled, then it insinuates to me that you actually are ready, and so even though you may still be having difficulties in the present moment, you can get to that future place of being able to shine. And that doesn't mean like shining in your friend group, like being the one person that everybody in your life just falls in love with you. I don't know, but it's like being recognized for who you are. That's a really important part for you in how you will shine, is recognizing who you are and being unafraid to be who you are, and also being unafraid to make decisions. So this is a good indication from Spirit saying you are ready to shine and you are ready to be yourself. And you are ready to make the decisions. You are ready to tackle life. Like, you are ready to let go of fear. That's a big thing for you all as well. letting go of fear will be really important. So, and letting go of those anxieties and fears will help you to shine more brightly. And I think you'll just feel a lot more confident as well in yourself. But I will leave it at that. Thank you so much, 1A, for watching and listening to this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, you can like the video down below. If you resonate with this stack, you can comment down below that you did resonate. And you can update the comment again in the future if you have any updates for us all. You can subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot. You can comment... Oh, I already said comment. Sorry. You can check out the other timeless pick a card reading videos located all throughout my channel. And I have an ASMR channel, Brittney's ASMR, that you can check out in the video description down below. Thank you so much again, 1A, and take care. Hello, Tibby, and welcome to your part of the pick a card reading video. My cat is purring near the microphone, so you might hear him. He's actually laying on one of the cards, the future cards, so that's maybe some extra meaning there. But yeah, the first card here, the Judgment card, represents your past as it relates to this situation. Axel, honey, you can't purr so loud that they can't hear me. Anyway, now the present cards are King of Pentacles or King of Coins in reverse, Page of Staffs upright, and Queen of Staffs upright, or Wands upright. And then we have the Four of Pentacles in reverse for the future card. For the Oracle cards, I will read in the guidebook after a little bit. But we have pulled here Peridot, which is 31 in the guidebook. And it says Teach Heart Chakra. And then I remember I pulled the cards for these yesterday. And I remember that I pulled Zebra Stone Compassion yesterday. So I might just read in there later as well. But basically, I'll just say that that stone, what it says in the book, I didn't feel like completely matched y'all as much. I want to get a different one. But that stone, I remember the Oracle card in the guidebook talks about how you're very compassionate and kind to others. So to make sure to direct that compassion and kindness toward yourself and have time for yourself set aside instead of only focusing on the needs of others. So that may relate to you. But yeah, so Peridot is what I pulled also. And then Lion, Courage, Ask for what you want. And the Oracle cards from the Angel Answers deck say no, exclamation point, and then in the near future. Usually when I'm done with pulling cards for a deck, I'll still shuffle the cards around a bit. And I didn't plan on pulling more cards out after pulling like the no, for example, but then that card felt like it needed to come out, so then it did. And so then I laid it down for you all. So it says no and in the near future. So is it your time to shine? Technically, it's really weird. I was talking about this in stack 1. The energy of this really was reading that yes, it is your time to shine, but then this is saying no, but it's also saying in the near future. So with the Judgment card being in the past, that indicates to me, it can indicate quite a few things. I think for some of you, this can indicate that in your past, you've been too judgmental of yourself. It could even be that you're judgmental of others. But I think a lot of you have a lot of high expectations of yourself. And so then when you don't meet them, you're very hard on yourself. And then it's hard for you to shine. It's hard for you to express yourself the way you want to express yourself. And it's harder for you to take risks. I think also this can indicate that in the past, you've been very risk averse. Like you've been more so kept to yourself. And try not to do anything crazy or do anything out of the ordinary. So then you can get stuck in routine with those sort of things. So that's something that has prevented you in the past from being able to shine, is all that I've mentioned. I think too, just making bad judgments, if you are overly trusting of other people, you don't use your best judgment there, it can allow for people to have an effect on your life that dims your light. So if people are very draining, or if people are overpowering, or if people just have more of the spotlight as opposed to you, it's harder for you to shine when other people are trying to shine so much brighter and people are much louder. So with the present here, I especially want to talk about that Page of Wands, because it, to me, indicates that this is a period of time where you're in self-discovery mode, and Queen of Wands is all about making connections with other people, putting yourself out there and like making friends or networking. So it indicates to me that you're not ready to shine at this very moment, but you're on the path to be, which makes sense because of it saying in the near future. So no, not right now, but in the near future. Spirit wants you to make progress on defining who you are. And I don't know why, but for some reason I just heard about, like, some of you, it will be important to put labels on yourself, or some of you are going to have to dismantle labels, but I think labels for some reason will be very important for you. I know that when I think of labels, I think of, like, gender pronouns and how people identify with their sexuality. There's something about, or even multiple parts of your personality, key components that will be, like, changed or identified. If not changed, I'm hearing that they will at least be identified more. And I think the more you know who you are, and the more you discover things you didn't know about yourself to be true, then it will be a lot easier for you to shine. So there's a lot about self-discovery, a lot about connecting with other people. I'm hearing again about the labels. In some sense, something about the labels you have for yourself, and again, not bad labels at all, but the labels that you have for yourself will connect to other people who also relate to those labels. For some of you, this could even involve, I'm sensing, political activism for some of you. So for some of you, you need to get more involved with your community, and that will help you to connect more with others, to connect more to your own beliefs. We have King of Pentacles in reversed here. So I think with that being here, Spirit is further indicating that you should be willing to take more risks at this point in time. Because if you stay stagnant, then how will you be able to shine any brighter than any amount that you already are at this point in time? So obviously, if you want to shine more or stand out more, you can't just stay in your own little bubble. So connecting with people. Also, I'm hearing, like, using your voice more, not being afraid to speak out for yourself and for other people, not being afraid to voice your opinions. And even if it's scary, there will be at least one person out there who will have a similar opinion as you. And yeah, I just keep seeing, like, protests, political protests. Doesn't have to be that. Maybe that's not really your vibe, but I'm just getting a sense of that. And you using your voice, I don't know if I'm not getting a sense that you're necessarily shy, but I get a sense that you can use your voice more to state your opinions. I wonder if you're more just, like, either a people pleaser or just somebody who doesn't like arguing with people. But then I'm getting a sense that this is a period of time where it's okay to ruffle some feathers. And remember that not everybody is going to like you and not everybody has to like you. That it's more about your own journey, and this really is a time of journeying. Not being afraid to make mistakes and learning from those mistakes, learning lessons, meeting people who can teach you lessons. We do have teach here. I think part of it is how you can teach other people, but also about how other people can teach you. There really is a sense that there's a lot left to learn. And so I'm even hearing, like, learning from your elders. So just people who are older than you or more experienced than you in a certain area of life that you'd like to know more about or understand more. Now is a really good time to do that. There's a lot of free meetup events you can go to as well. But if there's any, I don't even want to say seminars. I don't know, just people in groups, in communities that you can go to and ask for advice and or ask for life experience so that you can maybe learn from what they did right and wrong. That's really the sense that I'm getting right now. So yeah, for the future card here, we have 4 Pentacles in reverse. And to me, that further indicates that in the future, you won't be playing it safe in terms of how you go about life. There will be I see there being a lot more momentum in your life. I see there being a lot more energy, just in general, like having a lot more physical energy, but also could translate to other energy as well, like having more mental capacity as well to learn and to grow. I just see you growing and not putting limits on yourself as to what you can do or what you can learn or how you can grow or change. And I see that being very powerful for you, just to continue to be on that path. So you're just in the beginning stages right now of self-discovery and learning certain new things. And Spirit wants you to keep on that. So for right now, it's not necessarily your time to shine, but you're on that path to get there. There's just a lot of like prep work in terms of discovery that you need to do right now. And then let's go to the guidebooks. We have 31 Peridot. It says, teach heart chakra. It is no coincidence that you are being drawn to the peridot crystal. Peridot is a beautiful green color and associated with the heart chakra. It is also associated with relationships and healing. You are a natural teacher, and you are now being encouraged to use your natural healing abilities, compassionate energy, compassion, and love to help nurture and teach others. That's the thing. If you're being taught lessons right now, if you're learning right now, there's a lot that you'll be able to also teach other people from what you are able to learn at this point in your life, from any experiences that you are going through, and from anything you wish to, any wisdom you wish to gain. Being a teacher doesn't necessarily mean working in a school environment. Teachers come in many different forms. Perhaps you are already teaching your friends and family about how to handle different situations. Oh, for some reason, too, I want to say for some of you, it's about breaking generational traumas right now, too. I did want to say that. Okay. Or you may be a lecturer or adult educator or child carer. Whatever form of teaching you engage in, know that your spirit guides and angels are supporting you with this. Your words are very powerful. You have the ability to connect with people from all walks of life and can provide important information to those who need it. You may even be teaching unknowingly through your writing, through the words you speak, through your own positive energy, or even by leading by example especially. Part of your life's purpose is to heal and teach others. Share your knowledge where you can. So yeah, really, it's about learning and healing yourself right now so that you can also do that for other people as well. So I guess it does make sense that the zebra stone, the compassionate stone, was there. So that can also indicate to me that you need to make sure you have compassion for yourself on this healing journey, but also for other people, even if they think different than you, even if they do different from you. That's a very important key, I think. Let's go to here, Lion Courage. So it says, Lion Courage, ask for what you want. Don't assume that others and the world around you will know at any given moment what your preferences and desires are. That's what I think, yeah. So, yeah, stating your labels or stating ways of identification. You must announce them. Speak out directly and clearly. If you do state your wants and needs, the worst that can happen is that you won't get what you want. But I'll guarantee that if you don't ask, you're much less likely to get what you want. First ask yourself what it is that you want, whether something simple like a request to pass the salt or something more daring and complex like a hug or kind word from a loved one or a friend. The more personal your desires, the harder it can be to ask, but really what's at risk? That someone will say no, that you won't get what you want, that you'll be shamed or scorned. It's going to take courage, not fearlessness, but courage. You can be afraid and still risk expressing your wants. Time flies in the face of all your earlier training. To keep quiet and suffer in silence. Well, that's a lot of the messaging I was saying before, almost. Okay. Or like it is. Anyway, not almost. It is. But why? Okay. To keep quiet and suffer in silence. But why continue being a martyr, denying yourself the privilege of receiving? It makes life a lot easier to know the power of expressing your desires. Additional associations, ferocity, nobility, dignity, and assertiveness. Yeah, it's really a time about being assertive and not being passive right now. And not being afraid to make those mistakes. And then for the last oracle cards, we do have no in the near future. I did already say, and it's pretty self-explanatory, but now is a time of being more in a phase of self-discovery as opposed to doing too much. You'll already be doing a lot right now as you progress in your life, but make sure that, like, if there's any goals that you have for yourself, you can meet them, but don't plan to rush through them. Journeying through and learning what you like, dislike, how you want to be, how you don't want to be, all of that can take time. And there's some of you who really need to undo the conditioning that's been done upon you from since you were a baby, like in childhood, or just the society, the country that you live in. It can be very hard to undo certain beliefs and ways of being. So make sure that now you work through those parts of you that you wish to remove and think about what you want to add in and think of the ways in which you just want to improve your life. And once you start incorporating those improvements and start making any changes as necessary, you'll see that naturally you'll shine a lot brighter, and it will be like the lion. And also the lion is very Leo energy, and Leo is represented by the sun in tarot, like You have the ability to shine. You just have to give yourself some space, not put pressure on it, and it will happen naturally. And then before you know it, it will happen. You'll be like, oh, I didn't realize I'm already in this phase now. I didn't realize I wouldn't have to do anything extra. You healing and putting in the work in yourself right now is what is necessary, and that's all that's needed for you to be able to shine. You don't need to do anything extra or outside of that. I will leave it at that. Thank you so much, 2B, for watching and listening to this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, you can like the video down below. You can comment down below if you resonate with the stack, and then you can update your comment again in the future if you'd like to provide us with any updates. You can subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot. You can check out the other timeless pick a card reading videos located all throughout my channel. And I also have an ASMR channel, Brittney's ASMR, that you can check out in the video description down below. Thank you so much again, 2B, and take care. Hello 3C, and welcome to your part of the pick a card reading video. So here, the cards pulled, well, first I want to say the card on the very far left represents your past as it relates to this situation and your ability to shine. And then we have for the middle cards, those three represent your present. And then this last card, the King of Swords, represents your future. And for you, I pulled a lot of oracle cards. I did not pull this much for everybody else. There's even more than this that wanted to come out for messages for you. But I'm like, okay, I don't want to overdo it. So I pulled like 3 more cards than I did for the first stack, and then 2 more than the second stack because I got an extra card too for the oracle cards. But anyway, for the past here, well, first I want to say the energy of this reading, it reads that, well, okay, where do I want to start first? It says, no, it's up to you, not the right time. I'll get more to those later. Yeah, okay, I guess I'll just get to those later. I feel like this is like when I was pulling the cards earlier. There's so many places I'm being sent to. But with the 5 of Wands in reverse, 5 of Wands in reverse, and then 4 of Swords upright, Page of Swords upright, the Devil in reverse, King of Swords upright. So for the past card, we have 5 of Wands in reverse. And that indicates to me that a lot of you are burnt out or have been burnt out. I think a lot of you have put in a lot of effort, but more than you've needed to. It's very much the vibe of, like, I'm not saying that this has to be you, but, you know, there's people who manifest, and then they keep manifesting and manifesting and manifesting, and then they're not giving their manifestation enough time to happen. And it's the same for people who are just going after their goals. It's like somebody keeps trying and trying and trying to make their goals happen, but they're not giving it enough time, and they're not giving themselves enough of a break. It's giving the vibe of how you're not giving yourself, how you've been burnt out, and that's because you've been overworking yourself and also not giving yourself enough space to breathe, which also impacts whatever you're trying to do in life, right? Let's say it does involve career. Let's say you're working on like a painting, but you keep trying to rush through it, and then it doesn't turn out the way you want to, and then nobody wants it because it doesn't look as good as maybe it could have, and then you just get really sad. Like, it's very much that vibe where you could have been able to take your time more. And I think some of you probably struggle with patience, or at least in certain regards, where it's like you're not being patient enough to wait for things to unfold. So then it's like you just give up before things have even come to completion, or you give up before giving yourself a breather or a break. Or maybe you've just been trying really hard anyway in the past, and maybe you just haven't accomplished all that you've wanted to accomplish, and it feels like you're stuck and that you're going nowhere. I think all those things can apply to you. Just pick which makes more sense to you. So for a lot of people, I think all of that can still relate, like all of that just at different points in your past or in your life, or it just depends on the day, kind of like depends on the situation in your life. But there really is a sense that any of those could be true all at once, or like individually for either of you, anybody picking this stack. And I feel like a lot of you feel a lot of anger and frustration too for how things have played out, where it's like you ask the universe, like, what else more can I literally do? I see you easily getting into fights with other people as well, like having more of a temper, people angering you more easily because you're just on edge. You're always like, you're just so anxious and anxiously waiting, you could say, for that next step, for that next thing to happen in your life. But it feels like you're kind of stuck. It feels like no matter what you do, you're stuck here in the mud. You're like, somebody help get me out of the mud, but then there's nobody coming by. You're like in the middle of a forest. Nobody's around. That's just a visual I'm getting. And then I just see you getting angry over that. And I think that's going to make it, or that could make it harder for you to feel inspired, because if your mental capacity is blocked by all the ways in which you shame yourself, or blame other people even, and instead of just moving forward, then yeah, how are you going to be able to come up with solutions or come up with ideas? How are you going to be able to, if properly and effectively, showcase your identity if you're just completely you're like, all of your brain space is taken up by, again, shame, blame, negative thoughts, or just feeling burnt out. And with burnout too, with that, sometimes people just have no thoughts at all. So focus on what you're feeling then, if it's hard for you to think about thoughts right now. But there's a lot of swords energy in here, so I imagine that it's more, oh yeah, and then koala empathy, speak less and listen more. So I think that's part of the reason why you're not able to shine right now too, is that maybe you think too much, or you're too logical, you're too rational, and you need to open up your heart more to yourself. And I'm not really getting a sense of doing this with other people as much. I'm getting a sense of, to yourself, you need to be honest with yourself. Some of you, as a protective mechanism, you are not honest with yourself, and that can prohibit progress as well toward anything you are wanting to accomplish in your life, or anything you wish to show to the world. We have Four of Swords upright, which to me indicates that burnout feeling is still residual. It's still here. Or just that stuck energy, it could still be here. So again, what I've been saying about needing to open up to yourself and really feel, and where do you feel things in your body, and like thinking about, I guess feeling about, more so than thinking about, but feeling what it is you need to feel is the best way I can describe it. Like, identifying what it is that you feel and why you feel that way is the best way I can describe it. So taking some time to stop worrying and focusing on the things you want to do or accomplish, or the people you want to talk to, or things on your plan or your schedule, like any of that, any day-to-day life stuff, or even big plan. Well, even especially big plan stuff, I think you really need to take a break, and you'll be able to be rejuvenated and recharged through that break. I'm getting a sense that this should be a long break of time if you're able to, like at least a month or two. And that doesn't mean it, like if you're working, to stop completely working and then just like sit there. You know, do what you can with what you're able to do. But you need to identify what you're feeling. That's going to be a big part of what you need to do in the present. Identify what you're feeling and have some time to rest, relax, and not think about things that you've been worrying about. And you'll have a lot of breakthroughs with that. I see that. We see the Page of Swords upright, which indicates to me that actually doing this will allow for breakthroughs to happen. It will allow for progress to happen very quickly, and it will allow for you to be connected to the messaging that's already within you that you need to move forward and to be able to shine. And there's this, just a sense that things will really fall into place. It's like there's almost like, what do you call it? I'm getting different visuals, but how would I best describe this? It's like you're walking along a bridge, but let's say the bridge became completely collapsed in front of you, but you need to go to the other side of the bridge, so you're stuck there. And in order for that bridge, by the way, I'm thinking of that Crash Bandicoot level, if you know what I'm talking about, the really hard one. Anyway, like the bridge in heaven. It's funny I'm getting that visual. Haven't thought about that level in a while, or just that game. Anyway, I imagine you're like, I need to be able to get to the other side, I need to complete this thing, or I need to see this person, talk to this person, whatever it is. But this bridge is broken. So I see you being able to also come up with creative solutions during this time. But also, even more than that, I see that things will come to fruition, or you'll gain a better understanding of what to do if you give yourself that space and that time to just relax and recharge. And it will in this scenario that I'm talking about, it will rebuild that bridge so that you can get to the other side. You'll know what to do, and I think a lot of the solutions are already here. A lot of it is about patience, and even if not, I think you'll still have solutions, and maybe even solutions you haven't thought of. But for a lot of you, I think it's about stuff you've already thought of, or maybe just haven't done, or maybe you've already tried doing different things, but they just haven't worked out in your favor. I would also be careful, or I would also say that with the Page of Swords too, it indicates that you'll be able to express yourself better. So if there's anything that you need from other people, you'll be able to express yourself with more kindness and grace instead of anxiety. And I think the way you can communicate with other people can also be very harsh and or off-putting. So I see that you'll be a lot more kind to yourself and other people, which will also help progress you further and will keep you connected to any goals that you have or any ways in which you wish to shine or accomplish anything. We have the Devil in reversed. And to me, that further indicates that you won't be worried so much. You'll be a lot more relaxed during this period of time. You should be, at least. You'll end up being a lot more relaxed and recharged. And I see you just not being as obsessive with your thoughts. And the less obsessive you are about thinking a certain thing, like if you think about something less, I see that it gives more space for that thing you want to have happen, or for you to gain clarity where it's needed. If you just allow yourself this period of relaxing and of doing a lot of internal work and identifying your feelings. For the future, we have King of Swords upright, which to me, really, it just does further indicate that you're actually, if you take this period of rest, you'll be on the right path. Like, everything will fall into place. Any fogginess in your, or even clumsiness, you could say, in your brain will be gone. You'll be able to even connect to your intuition more, because it's not just about using logic, it's about using intuition as well. And I think you'll be able to a lot more clearly state not only how you're feeling, but what you want. And then in the future, I see you doing that more with other people as well, even. So not just to yourself saying, like, hey, this is what I need to do. But in the future, being like, hey, this person who's in my life, who could help me in some way to shine better, this is what I would like to do. Or, again, asking for help. I just see you being able to take better control of your life. Some of you feel very much out of control of your life right now, and you feel like there's a lot of external circumstances that are preventing you from getting things done or from being able to fully shine. But I'm hearing that a lot of this is internal. It's not external circumstances, it's internal circumstances and battling. So once you give yourself a pause, things will fall into place. People will take what you're saying seriously. People will try to help you more. You'll ask for help more. I just see you being a lot more assertive as well, but in a way that's clean and effective. In a way that makes sense, as opposed to before where it didn't make sense and it could have come across in a way that wasn't healthy for you or other people to be surrounded by that energy. We have a lot of reading to get to, well, at least more than the other one. So let's go into the guidebooks. Oh, I was almost there. Okay. Fuchsite Healing Heart Chakra. You are a natural-born healer. You heal with your words, actions, and energy. You can make a difference in other people's lives. Now is a great time to learn about natural remedies, counseling, teaching, medicine, or healing in some form. Yeah, you really need to do emotional and mental healing for yourself right now. Remember also that you can also conduct healing work in more subtle ways in your everyday life. You don't need to be a doctor or a nurse to be a healer. You may be a great listener and have a listener, and we have speak less and listen more too for koala. Okay. Okay, I'll get to that when I get to that, but synchronicities, y'all. Okay, where was I? You don't need to be a doctor or a nurse to be a healer. You may be a great listener and have a gentle, compassionate energy which greatly benefits your friends, coworkers, or family members. Whatever form of healing you do for others, either consciously or subconsciously, may be wary of becoming too drained. Make sure you find a balance between giving to others and nurturing yourself. You can express yourself openly and honestly without hurting others. You may need to stand your ground and say no at times in order to honor your true feelings. Yes, honoring your true feelings. So I think, too, a lot of you probably care a lot about the perceptions of other people. And there's a sense that you really need to work on that and focus more on how you can be an individualistic person and care more about how you view yourself as opposed to how other people view you or the opinions that other people have of you. Fuscite is associated with your heart chakra. It is known as the healer stone, and it has shown up to let you know that you're a healer, but also to let you know that you need to prioritize healing yourself as well. Yes, so take some time out to recharge and rest and renew your energy. Is that literally not what I've been talking about? That's actually quite crazy. I am tearing up. Okay, let's go to 24 in here. Lapis lazuli, problems resolved, third eye and throat chakras. If you have been feeling stuck, are you kidding me? That's literally what I'm talking about. If you have been feeling stuck, stagnant, or as though life is bringing you one problem after another, Lapis Lazuli is here to help you. Drawing this card indicates that things around you are about to transform. There is a positive energy coming to you that will help you to let go of anything in your past or present that is holding you back. As you dwell less on matters in your past, you will begin to feel this surge of new transformative energy. It is time now for you to focus upon your strengths, not your weaknesses. Yeah, don't shame or blame yourself. You have an incredible inner power that can get through any hard times. Remember that you are not alone. Your spirit guides, angels, and past loved ones are also with you, helping you. Try to stay positive and focused on your goals. Keep charging ahead with your hopes and dreams. Try not to get too distracted by other people's energies, opinions, or problems. Literally what I've been saying, Lapis Lazuli is associated with your throat chakra. Its energy helps you to communicate clearly. It is also associated with your third eye chakra, which helps you with your intuition. Yes, balance of logic and intuition. And now let's go to the other guidebook. Oh, my bad. We have koala in here. I went right to it. It says, koala empathy, speak less and listen more. It seems that a lot of folks use a lot of words, many more than are really needed. It's rather narrow to consider communication to always be about words. You can fill the air with words and sometimes even use them to cloud deeper sentiments and feelings. Talking so much can take away from the elegant pleasures inherent in stillness. As the old adage goes, be still and know I am. Talk less and you'll find immense opportunities to not only listen but to really hear. Even though it might sound strange, you can even hear silence. Get to know others in a different way. Ask simple questions, then tune in not only to the words they say, but more important to the subtle body language with which they express the words. You'll pick up nuances of feelings and meanings, some that even the speaker isn't aware of. Listen closely as you walk through the woods. You can hear the sound of your heartbeat and breathing, the songs of birds, and the whispery crunch as various critters make their way through the forest. Yeah, really be perceptive and grounded. The more grounded you are, the more you'll be perceptive of energies and of the things and sounds going on around you and all that. And that helps clear your mind as well. Make it a point today to speak as few times as possible and only when absolutely necessary. Instead, use your ears, eyes, and physical senses as a conduit for a more profound connection with and understanding of the world around you. Additional associations: rest, detoxification, safety, and sensitivity. That's like all what I've been saying. It's crazy. And there's even more stuff that want to be pulled for y'all, but I'm like, I feel like it all would have related to the messages I already said, like all the oracle cards. So it says, for the bottom 3 oracle cards, no, it's up to you and not the right time. So it's up to you to do the healing that's needed. It's up to you to identify how you're feeling and to clear the clutter within your brain and mind and even your body, you know. What happens in your mind affects everything. What affects mental also affects emotional, physical, and spiritual. So right now it's not the time for you to shine, but that doesn't mean that you can't. I think in order for you to get to that place, you need to do what I've been saying and take the advice of what I've been saying. And then things will vary. But I see that happening for you because it does show for the future King of Swords. So I see progress being made to the point of other people recognizing you and your efforts and you recognizing yourself and your efforts and not putting yourself down, not judging yourself, not judging other people for their opinions of you. I just see you being a lot more confident in yourself and sure of who you are. And therefore, you will be able to, with hard work, shine. I will leave it at that though. Thank you so much 3C for watching and listening to this video. I hope you enjoyed it. You can like the video down below if you liked it. You can comment down below if you resonate with the stack, as well as update your comment in the future if you have any updates for us all. You can subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot. You can check out the other timeless pick a card reading videos located all throughout my channel. And I have an ASMR channel, Brittney's ASMR, that you can check out in the video description down below. Thank you so much again 3C and take care.